Alright guys, Savius here again with my level 69 Shadow named Common Access Card. That's just something for me, nothing to care about. So I thought I'd show you a little bit of a different video today. I'm going to go do a map in the Eternal Laboratory. I was talking about that with my Ranger. Give you a quick show of what's going on here. This place could be, I haven't been to this map before, it could be kind of gnarly. Lots of lightning. Well, we just kind of go in here and mess people up real quick. Over the blues. They're better than whites. Got those guys good. Gas. And then apart. Looks like this is multiple levels. Interesting. Boss? Oh, I got it, boss. This is a level 66 map, by the way. So my guy is level 69. So I do overlevel this place slightly. That doesn't say much though. When you get near this high of a level, it doesn't really affect things too much. My level 75 could easily just get smoked in here. A gear and skill check in here. These guys eat corpses and then spit them back out. I happen to be using a skill autonomously that explodes corpses, so that's really helping these guys do a lot less DPS. Ooh, these guys are bad news. You can get a pack of those guys with bar shot. You can wreck your day. Luckily, I can only find them one or two at a time. Alright, so we pretty much cleared that area out. Here, after I clear this map, should be another 5 to 10 minutes. I'll go over my gear and my build. If you're interested in that portion, I missed a little section here. Then you can skip to near the end of the video. I will be in town when I'm talking about that. So, this is just a white map too. There's no, I did not use any alchemy orbs or any orbs at all to increase its difficulty or its drop rate. I've just started doing maps with this character tonight, so I'm kind of getting the feel for him. This is probably only the 5th map I've ever done in my gaming career, in my career of Path of Exile. So I'm hesitant to build rare maps at this point because I'm trying to get a feel of how they play. Maps go up to level 77, I think, 78. The end of the game, the final boss, Dominus, he is level 67, I believe. But he is significantly more difficult. That was reflect physical damage. My life reach is insane. Alright, there's the next level. Another flex. Extra damage, life regen. No problem. Alright, I've got him. We're in the business. Leech his life. here if I get stunned. That curse that I'm putting on these guys is Warlord's Mark. It increases the mana and life leech that I have on the character. I'll go over that later in the build. Get out of my face. Stunners. Gave him the business. But these guys are a bitch. That righteous fire can hurt, especially if you get stunned and I'm not leeching. That's one of the main weaknesses of this character right now. If I'm not attacking and leeching life, I'm going down pretty quick. But luckily, and I've gone through quite a few different iterations with this character. I spent damn near 100 orbs of regret to completely respec this character twice. Because he was originally my cast on Critical Strike Spectral Throw. The issue with him was low to moderate survivability at endgame, as well as single target DPS was atrocious. I couldn't, you know, I had to kite those yellow bosses. And if it's the end of map unique boss, I had to really run around quite a bit. Kiting, throwing spectral, doing spectral throw, trying to get crits, taking off 1% of life every time. It just sucked. That build, as you saw with my Ranger, was pretty awesome cast on Critical Strike with groups, but single target DPS with that shadow was pretty bad. I kind of gave up on the Ranger cast on crit right now. I did find out that there are bows that have, they're the very last bow you can find in the game. They're called Mariketh bows, and they have an implicit modifier that increases the critical strike chance by up to 50% on the bow, so you could have up to 7.5% critical strike chance. And if you watched my video on that cast on crit Ranger, I had roughly 5 to 600% increased critical strike chance, maxed out, maybe almost 700, which is mass, and going for 7.5% would be a massive increase. I would have been able to reliably cast on crit a lot more often. Oh, there's some desync for you. That is a problem with this game. Kind of got lucky there. With all the data being, the server being the validating computer, to prevent cheating, it makes it so that sometimes your computer is not talking. Man, these guys are notoriously bad for desync. It's even worse if they're really fast, because where they look like on your computer is not where they actually are in the server. So you go to click on one, and it turns out he's in another room full of dudes. You'll be chilling, trying to hit him. You're like, what am I hitting him? And then all of a sudden you'll be in that other room with all the dudes, and you'll just be fucked up. Alright, you got a lot of lightning damage in here. Not a huge deal. We should be getting near the boss here soon. I'm going to talk about my build and my gear. Not a very good map for drops right now. I have getting pretty decent experience though. Notice my experience bar from where I started at on the map. That can all change. I don't know what boss is on at the bottom of here. I have a feeling it's his name is like Spine Crack or something like that. Basically, he's just a dude that shoots out a shit ton of lightning bolts and hits like a truck. So I need to be cognizant of him, because they'll probably have a bunch of these guys around them, these trash mobs, that I'm just tearing through. And I will regret my decision of just running into the room. Oh, fucking dead. Go down to the next level here. Oop. Bitch. Head on down. Oh, there's a little slot I didn't clear right here. Let's see if there's anything in here. Bros. Discharger. Those guys are brutal. I don't know if you noticed that when they blow up. When you get a special one of those with like increased speed, they can really tear the hell out of a caster. One shot them. Alright, okay, looks like there's a boss. Tearing through these trash mobs. Yep. What is his name? Loathe. Yeah, no, there's that lightning strike. Clear out these final trash mobs and then kind of get a feel for how hard he hits. Ooh, hits like a truck, just like I thought. I do have a topaz flask. Ooh, new map. Nice. Alright, here we go, toe to toe with him. Alright. Luckily, he's not too tough without changing the map mods. So that was the end of the map. Got a few rares in there. Let's head out, make sure there's nothing good in there. So head back to town here. Nothing too good. 25% garbage, no other good mods. What I'm looking for is obviously a really amazing weapon or a piece of armor, but there's also like if an item has certain modifiers on it, like like this weapon for example, increased physical damage. If it had crit, if it had increased damage, just a flat damage rate, kind of like that adds 6 to 12 physical damage. If that had that on there with increased physical damage, but the mods are really low, there's an orb that you can use to re-roll those stats. Maybe try to get a high one. So I'm looking just to see if there's anything on those that is worth my time on re-rolling. No guarantees on if it's going to be better or not, but
stay out of the shadows.
All right, so I will go over my character right here, right now. So what I'm using, you notice I have no chest armor on, and that is because I'm using the Bringer of Rain. Amazing helmet. It's basically like having a 7-link item, because I already have 4 links. You can see I already have 4 links in there, but also in there you'll see the first 3 modifiers on this unique item are gems, and this are supported by level 18 melee physical damage, level 18 faster attacks, and level 18 blind. So basically it's like I have a 7-link item in my helm. You're making up for not having a chest piece. It also adds physical damage, huge armor and evasion rating, 206 max life. You get an endurance charge when you block. It causes extra gore, so that's why everything looks so bloody. And then it also gives you a 15% chance to block, which is pretty amazing. Max is 75% chance to block. In this helm I have added, I have double strike, so basically I attack twice with my main hand weapon. Additional accuracy, and the reason I'm running this additional accuracy right now is because my dexterity is pretty low. I only had like an 80% chance to hit before, and missing with this character really sucks. So, because with double strike, the first strike misses, the second one misses. And you'll see I'm also running multi-strike, which means that it repeats that double strike twice for free, and increases my attack speed by 100%. So not only do I have a level 18 faster attacks, I have 100% more melee attack speed, which gives me, well, it doesn't actually show it on here, but I have a 0.16 attacks per second. So basically I'm attacking 5 times per second, which is pretty crazy, especially when I'm doing 11,666 DPS, and that's without my hatred buff on. I think I get up to about 14,000 DPS. This is kind of a linchpin of my build right now at this point. It's not a very strong claw. However, the thing that's really great about it is the last modifier there, life leech from hits, with this weapon apply instantly. The way Life Leech normally works is it's kind of equivalent to Flask, where 960 life over 8 seconds. I don't remember what the exact time is for Life Leech, but because this applies instantly, I'm basically just face tanking everything. Surprisingly, I do die on Dominus, and I might do a Dominus video tonight as well. So basically, that's really all that's good about this weapon. I do need to get it up to 20% quality so I can get about maybe 5 or 10 more base damage on it. I'm running Hatred. We add 34% of our physical damage as cold damage with Hatred. So whatever my physical damage is, take 34% of that and add that as cold. And then reduce mana so that Hatred doesn't cost quite as much because it's 60%. Multiply that by 74%. Also running Aegis Aurora, whatever. The nice thing about this is it replenishes energy shield by 4% of armor when I block. You'll notice it has a 34% chance to block rate. I also have an additional 15% chance to block with this. Block is amazing in this game. If you block an attack, you block all of it. That's the end of story. You can also get modifiers that allow you to block spell damage, but I have high enough resist that I'm not too worried about that right now. Not high enough for Dominus, but pretty good. Plus, I get the 13% increased critical or elemental damage with weapons. Kind of nice since I'm running Hatred, and the added fire damage. It also gives me 10% all resist, 5% to my max cold, which is pretty nice. And then I replenish 4% of my 4% of my energy shield by 4% of armor when I block. So my armor rating is 1,588. So I don't know what that is. 4% of 1,000 is what, 40. So maybe I regenerate 60 armor or 60 energy shield every time I block. I only have 250 energy shield at this point. I'm working on getting that a little bit higher. But it's kind of nice because it adds a little bit of a buffer, and if you have energy shield, you can't be stunned. So that kind of helps out. You'll recognize these rings if you watched my Ranger video. They're the same rings. Actually, I think I changed one of them out just because I don't remember if I did or not. This amulet is the best one I can have right now for elemental resistance. Adds a little bit of physical damage, gives me extra intelligence, more critical strike chance. The mana regeneration is negligible because I only have 423 mana. Hardly any mana regen. This belt I found pretty happy with this belt. 61 life, dual resist, 17% increased physical damage, armor buff. Boots, double resist boots, 25% movement speed increase, which is I'm pretty happy with. These are definitely not the best kind of boots you can get, but I'm working on trying to find better ones. And Malagaro's Virtuosity. That's also on my Crit Ranger. Now, the nice thing about this is I am running a Cast When Damage Taken gem. This gem was recently nerfed. Before, you could leave it at level 1. Every time you level it up, you have to take more damage to cast the spells. But I left this at level 1, and so it can only support gems that are a level 31 or lower. So these 3 gems that are in here have to be level 31 or lower. Require level 31, character level 31 or lower, otherwise they don't work. So I have them all at 31 except Detonate Dead, which I could get up. Nope, I can't because that requires level 32 for the next level. So I have, when I take, anytime I take 440 damage, which happens a lot, basically it's one hit, I cast Warlord's Mark. It's a curse. All the enemies that it's on, I get 4% life leech, 1% mana leech, and they have a 22% chance to grant me an endurance charge when slain. Endurance charges, you'll see here, I can have a max of 3. For each endurance charge, I take 4% less physical damage and add an additional 4% to my resist. My resist right now, I do have a Purity of Elements aura that I'm running in Aegis Aura with a reduced mana gem. Purity of Elements increases all my resistances by 19%, so you can add 19% to this and this. My cold is max at 75 with the 5% additional from the shield. So once I get all these charges, 3 charges, an additional 12%, which would take me up to 58 on my lightning resist. The additional 19% on there would put me at 77, so I would be maxed with my 3 endurance charges. So I'm usually running at max resist. Cast from there. And then I have this Detonate Dead. I just had kind of an extra gem slot. I thought it would be fun to throw Detonate Dead in there. It does 18% of the corpse's maximum life. Cast from damage taken does reduce the damage to 70%, or by 30%. By 70% less damage, so I'm actually only doing 30% of that 18%. The nice thing is that it explodes corpses, because there are a lot of mobs in the game that eat corpses and shoot them at you or resurrect them. So it just kind of gets rid of corpses, and there's really nothing better I can put in there right now that I can think of. I'm already running one curse, so. And over here I just have my portal gem. That was very expensive to buy, but it was nice to find. I don't have to hang on to portal scrolls anymore. I can trade them in for currency to the vendors, and then a flicker strike to just kind of get me out of things pretty quick. My skill tree, here's the shadow tree. You'll notice some crossover between my ranger and this this shadow. You start here, getting the one-hand damage, trying to get as many life nodes as I can, increase physical damage nodes, critical strike nodes. I do have about a 25% chance to critically strike. When I'm attacking 5 times a second, I'm basically critting every second, which is nice. I don't have a huge multiplier on that. I believe it's 300%. So, a 35% chance to crit. So actually I did a little better than I thought. So I'm probably critting almost twice a second for an extra 4 times damage. I got some resist nodes here. I got a chaos resist node. My chaos resist is still terrible, but hey, it's better than anything. Some more critical life nodes, physical mind drinker for life leech, life nodes there. Moving on down towards the ranger tree, claw damage and accuracy, plus 25 life. Attack speed really helps out. I don't even want to know what my attack speed increase is on dual strike. We can take a look here. Attacks per second. I'm doing 6 attacks per second. So there's that for you. 11,666 damage. It doesn't actually show what my attacks or what my attack speed increase is. It's got to be damn near 200 or 300% on a base of 1.5 attacks per second. So there you go. That's pretty sweet, right? So I just moved down the ranger tree, got some more crit nodes here, more life nodes here, melee damage, more melee damage and some little bit of accuracy. Oh, also got these block trees, so you know how I had that 34 plus 15%, so I was at 49% chance to block base, right? 15 and 34, yeah, so 49%. I think I said 59 before. So 49% blaze block rate. This increases that amount of energy shield that I have. I'm looking for some more of these nodes. There are some actually right up here that I'm going to be getting more block and block recovery. Try to get that up to as close to 75% as I can. But there, so I get another 4% chance to block right there, another 4% right there, 2 and 2 or 2. So there's another 10% on that block rate. Pretty helpful. I got these elemental damage nodes. Not quite sure if I like them or not yet. I think I'm gonna when I get some more orbs of regret, I'm gonna knock them out. Might get some more single or one-handed melee damage. Maybe some of these claw nodes. There's some nice claw nodes up in the shadow tree. There's another right there. These claw nodes are pretty sick, and these ones are really good too. They're kind of far away though, so I'm not in any big rush to get rid of these at this point. And some more life nodes here. So that's basically that. I'll post this up, and if you guys want to see me attempt to take on Dominus and die like 4 or 5 times, I will post that video. Here's a quick example of the maps that I have right now. I have 2 whites, and I have 4 rare maps. Here's an example of a rare map. It's cursed with elemental weakness. The elemental weakness basically lowers your resist by like 30 or 40%. Monster skills chain 2 additional times. It's not a big deal unless you're with a party, because you can't get chained if you're the only target. If you have like skeletons out or totems, that could be a pain in the ass. Here's another one. Recover life, mana, and energy shield 50% slower. Monsters have plus 75% cold resist. The area contains 2 unique monsters, which is pretty cool. Or 2 unique bosses. 30% monster physical resist. That map is going to be a pain in the ass. Here's a crazy one. 21 chaos damage per second. With my chaos resist being negative 44%. That is just going to hurt. It's going to be more like we're taking almost 35, 40 chaos damage a second, somewhere in there. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This guy is pretty badass. I am looking for a better claw, some more defense, so we'll see what happens in the future. Later.